we are going to be creating this beautiful birthday design, and it's quite simple, and you know very simple to do such design. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is to create, as usual, our resolution, that is our setting of our page in terms of our pixels. So you choose your page 3000 by 3000 or 4000 by 4000. Again, have it in mind, the bigger your pixels, the better the quality of your picture or your image at the end of the design. So now I'm just going to slide forward to add more page. So the first thing to do is to change this background. We don't want it pure white, so we'll click on the page, that is our work environment, then we'll click replace at the bottom left, and then we want to go to pictures. They want to search for white background, white backgrounds. You're going to see a lot of number of them here, and there are some that are on pro, others are on free. So the one for pro, you can't use them, you have to use one for that are free. So for this, we want something very nice, so just go, you can scroll around, check. Again, you have quite a number of options that you can choose from, so I can choose anyone I like. Okay, this one I use in that particular design here, so I'm going to use this one. Automatically it replaces the former background. Now we are going to reduce the brightness of this background. We don't want it this sharp, so we're going to put an element in form of a rectangular element. So this is it, under lines and shape, you choose the one for rectangle. So you increase this, let it cover the entire page. Now change the color to white, close, then go to transparency and reduce the transparency. The idea is just to have an opacity that is a bit reduced, such that it gives that background color a feel of a reduction, something like that. So I'll reduce it to an extent, maybe 52, something you want. You can play around and leave it the way you want. Then after that, you lock the overlay, the one you put on top, you lock it. Now you want to write happy birthday at the top, so you go to plus, then text, select second option, that is add subheading or heading, anyone. So we are going to delete everything there and write happy birthday, initial capital. So make sure it's at the top, somewhere at the middle, at the top here. And you want to edit the font by going to your fonts, like the FF, the font style, search for Brittany. I think I've used it before, so it's going to be somewhere close. Your font name is Brittany, something like that. Yeah, this is it here, Brittany. And then once you are done, you also close. Of course, this is too small, so we have to increase it, make it very big. No, not too big anyway, but make it big enough. Then position it back at the middle, at the top, somewhere here. Then you want to change the color, so choose a color that is going to be, that have a kind of contrast with the background, a kind of balance. For example, I can go and choose a blue color like this. It won't be too bright, but with this color it's brighter, right? So we go with that color. Now at the center we have something like the picture of the celebrant and all of that. So we go to frame, under element, go to frame, then look for the frame, a circular frame with the outline. So you scroll down till you find that particular frame. So this is it here, we choose it. Yeah, so in this case I think it's too big. We are going to make it somewhat a bit smaller, but not too small too. Something like this, and it's well positioned at the center too. Now the next thing is to change the outline color. We want it white. Then the next thing is to clip in our image. So we go to upload. If you don't have your image, you can upload it to your work environment. So this is it here. I'll clip this and then I'll place it at the center. Then I'll double click again on the image to have access to the image to increase the size to make it bigger. You keep increasing until you are okay with the size. My focus is just the face actually, so I'm going to make it show only the face. Something like this. Okay, so this is what I want. And for the background color, I'll click on it once. So if you click once, you are clicking on the frame, or if you double click, you have access to the picture. So I'll click once and then go to color. Of course, I'll choose this color to have a kind of balance with the happy birthday at the top. Then I'll click again on the image. So I'll go to, note that I actually click once again on the image. So but this time the effect I want to do doesn't affect the background. So I'll click once on the image and go to adjust, then reduce saturation to the lowest to make the picture dark. If you like, you can leave it depending on what you want. So now I want to write the name of the celebrant, so I'm going to go to plus again, text, heading or subheading, anyone. So this is the name, Marianne. So I'm going to reduce it. Nope, not that. From the edge, I'm concerned about the size, so I will reduce the size. So next thing is to write some kind of quote and stuff like that, just wishes and stuff. So you can bring in another heading, also heading. So now you can reduce or go to font to reduce the size, the font size, to something relatively okay, not too big. And then the next thing we want to do is to put this thing, the date of the birthday and stuff like that at the edge, this type, the one you see at the side here. So you have to put that. So you go to plus again, under element, search for cycle gradient. So I'm going for the one with blue, so I'll click on it and then reduce in such a way to make it very small. Place it close to the side, make sure it's well aligned, and then it's too big, I'll make it smaller. Just make sure it's well aligned, that is the most important thing. Something like this. Then on that color, you can see it has double color at the bottom. So these are the color for the gradient. I would like to choose maybe a black and a yellow, something like that. So I would like to put in the date, so I'll write it or click on any of these to duplicate the text, then to write so I'll go to plus to bring in my text again. June. You can see that the distance between them is too much, so I'll go to spacing, then I'll reduce the line spacing, let it be a bit compact, something like this. Then you can decide to leave it without bolding, then maybe choose a font size, something smaller. Again, I'll go back and I want the June to be down, so I might just press enter to have it down. Then the next thing is to choose maybe make it bold, and then drag it on that particular spot, then change the color to white. Again, you can play around with the text format and change the font, anything you want. Just play around it to get what you want exactly. So the next thing is to put in some balloon. You can see below you have some balloon and all of that. So you want to go to plus again under element. So you're going to search for balloons. You have quite a number of them too. You can check around and see which one works best for what you intend to do. In my case, I want something very simple, so I'll choose this. Drag it to the bottom, then you can rotate it to turn it and resize to the size you want. Something like this. Duplicate it, but before then change the color to the color you are using, then duplicate it, take it to the other end, also rotate it back, let it be facing the other side. To make it perfect, you can click on both of them, that is this and the other one, by going to more to select multiple, then click on the other second one. What we intend to do is to go to position and make sure they are at the middle. So if they are at the middle, you can see this is marked already, so it means they are at the middle, they are well positioned, which means they are in the same position but in opposite direction. I haven't done all of this. You will discover that there is no shadow on our design, so we need to give it shadow. So we click at the main picture at the center and we lock it first of all, because if you don't, when you bring in your shadow will replace that picture. We don't want that, so we lock it. Then go to plus, under upload. I have some shadow uploaded here, so I'm going to choose from them a circular shadow, since I'm using a cycle design there. So I'll reduce it to the size, almost the size of that image, and make it well positioned. Then I'll go to position, then send it backward until it's behind the entire page of that design, that particular cycle. The same way I can duplicate that shadow and drag it for the smaller one. I'll drag until I'm okay with the positioning. Then I'll also go to position, backward. I'll send backward until it's behind that particular design too. So that's how you make your birthday design, simple as this. Thank you for watching and kindly subscribe to our channel.